everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here for my weekly WIP and Chat. Now, if you are new and aren't sure what that means, WIP actually stands for Work in Progress. In this case, I'm going to be working on a diamond painting while I chat with you a little bit. So feel free to pull out a project to work on alongside me. Some people will treat this like a podcast while they're out and about. I am just looking forward to catching up a little bit with you, talking about my week and what I've been up to as far as just crafting and content and life. I do these every Monday, and they go up on Monday. I usually film them on Saturday or Sunday evening before, and just enjoy kind of closing out my weekend and kind of shifting into the new week with you guys. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm going to be working on and with today. Like I said, I'm going to be working on a diamond painting, and the name of this diamond painting is actually, it's The First Dragon. It's by Raven Phelan. Here is the original artwork, and my goodness, I swear every time I look at it, I'm completely enamored. I'm fully in love with this artwork so much. This kit is actually releasing today. If you're watching this WIP and Chat, the Monday that it goes up. I was sent this kit as a sneak peek from Diamond Art Club, and they didn't tell me I had to work on it. They never do. But this artwork is actually artwork that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. So I'll talk more about that later. But this kit, depending on when you're watching this video, either, just released or is about to release, or, so you can take a look on the website. I will do my best to remember to go back in and add a link to the description box so that you can go and pick up this kit or sign up for restock notifications if they're available. I don't know if they're gonna, we never know when they're gonna discontinue kits. So I would suggest that if there's any kits that catch your eye from Diamond Art Club's Year of the Dragon release, go ahead and jump on those. As far as accessories go, I have this really pretty pen from Butterfly Effectwares. It was a gift from my friend Emma and was actually a custom that she had made from Butterfly Effectwares for myself and a couple of other very dear friends. And it's a little friendship pen of our favorite colors, which I thought was just incredibly sweet and meaningful. So I haven't used that in a WIP and Chat yet, I don't think, and it fits. I mean, look at the color palette, really. While there's not any pinks and purples and blues in this section, there certainly are in a lot of the paintings. Speaking of, we're going to be starting, I think we're going to be right here, this side of the gold wing. I finished the first 2 rows, and we're kicking off the third row in here with all those yellows. So anyway, pen is from Butterfly Effectwares. The tip is one of Diamond Art Club's stainless steel thin placers, or thin metal multi-placers. I don't know if they are stainless steel. Does it say that on the listing? I'll have to double check. This is the 12 placer. I'm about to yawn. I'm so sorry, you guys. I was doing fine, but then just kind of came on me all at once. Okay, I'm going to be using Naturama's Mud in the single placer side. This one is in the scent Sweet Bee. Oops, just throw that. And then it's been a little while since I've used this putty, but this was part of the Add More Zest Advent Calendar, but this is actually made by Abby's Diamond Putty. But I haven't used this Zesty Lemon scent yet. I'll link to Abby's Diamond Putty as well, and they're located in the UK. If you live in the States, you can actually, or maybe even if you don't live in the States, if you were to order from Diamond Art Studio UK, there might be other shops. I don't know if Add More Zest has like an ongoing thing with Abby's Diamond Painting Putty as well, but I know if you order from Diamond Art Studio UK that they also stock some of Abby's Diamond Putty, and you can add it to your order of, kits from Diamond Art Studio UK and save on the shipping by just having it all combined together. Anyway, random tangent, but there you have it. And then this tray, this is from Firefly Diamond Art. This one is the Ignite Plus in the Mermaid Filament, I believe. And again, the color palette is really just perfect. So I'm really enjoying these Firefly trays. They're so nice and sturdy. They do such a nice job with their trays. And the minder is from Agnes Little Minders. And again, it looks like it was made for this kit. I just can't get over this. I bought this minder I think like 3.5 years ago. It was one of the first minders I bought from Agnes Little Minders, and I just love it so much. Okay, so let me change out the putty in my pen and reload up with the this putty, the Abby's Diamond putty. And yep, so hi, happy Monday or whatever day it is that you are watching. I hope that your week is off to a fantastic start and that you had a really nice weekend. That does not want to come out of there. I did have a good weekend. It was pretty low key. I had some sick kiddos, and so we were resting at home, and I did quite a lot of diamond painting. I had a live stream with my Patreon, and that was a lot of fun. I actually just did that a little bit ago, and I was thinking, okay, it's going to feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, because I sometimes will tell, life stories and updates in there. I'm like, I might be repeating myself, but it's not because I said it in last week's WIP and Chat. It's just because a few hours ago I was talking to people in a very similar setting, but yeah, so it is currently Sunday evening. My kids are in bed, and I always genuinely, I look forward to doing these WIP and Chats so much, because I feel like it's a chance to catch up. I've even tried to be a bit more reliable with mixed results, you guys. I know, I'm trying my best here, I promise, but I've been trying to respond to comments more often. I think that I might have not really done that as much in last week's WIP and Chat, but I'm trying to fall into like a good pattern and to just respond when I can. But I always appreciate so much when you guys take the time to leave comments, and I can tell you with confidence, I do read every single one. I do. So thank you, and thank you just for watching even. So I like I mentioned earlier, I feel like I've been looking forward to this kit in particular for a long time. And the reason that I say that is because I submitted this kit to licensing, I think just under 2 years ago. And maybe it was a year and a half ago. I feel like it was almost 2 years ago. It was this kit and My Inner Sanctuary by Yume Art, which is the glass piano kit. And basically at the time, and even now it still feels like I had narrowed it down to, okay, of the artists the Diamond Art Club currently licenses with, I just want to pick like my favorite. And I spent a lot of time, like my favorite artworks that they have, and submit those. And I didn't want to like go too overboard and send them a ton or anything like that. I really was enjoying Yume's artwork a lot. It was not too long after they had started releasing Yume Art's work, I think. And so I was just browsing and getting a sense for what her whole library was. And I was like over the moon when I saw that she had the glass instrument series and that there was a piano. And so I was like, well, this is a must-have. This is something I absolutely want to submit to licensing. And then I was on a real Raven Phelan kick. I had completed the Dragon Store, and what was the one with the Phoenix? Was that Rebirth Awaits? I am struggling to remember. But I had worked on those kits, and I was just really enjoying looking through her library of work. And then I was scrolling through her portfolio, and when I saw this kit, I was completely in love. I was utterly smitten because, well, if you haven't guessed by this point in the year, when I feel like all of these videos I'm talking about how much I love dragons, but I love dragons. I always have. Fantasy genre has always been my genre from when I was a young kid, and dragons have just always been my favorite. And I was adoring how Raven Phelan's artwork was turning out from Diamond Art Club. And when I saw this one, it was just the whole vibe of the artwork, the color palette with the pastels. It was just like, this is it. If you ask me to design and create like my perfect ideal dragon diamond painting or artwork, I couldn't do any better than this. I just truly couldn't. And so I submitted it. It was in a round of voting. And then, you know, it had been a while. It had been a while. And I thought, okay, so it didn't make it through voting. That's okay. I'm bummed. I'm a little surprised because I feel like dragons tend to be popular, and I didn't think it was entirely in my head that artwork was something that people would find appealing to do as a diamond painting, but that's okay. That's okay. And I guess it just goes to show you guys that stuff that's been in voting, which when I say voting, I'm referring to polls that Diamond Art Club occasionally will put up in their VIP Facebook group. And we get to vote on just the artwork that we like best. And the ones that get the most votes are the ones that, I'm sure there are other factors as well, but those are the ones that tend to end up being produced as diamond paintings, barring other issues coming up, from what they've said. So, where was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so it just goes to show that something that, even if it's been a long time since something was in voting, that doesn't mean that it's not, doesn't necessarily mean that it's not coming. So, I feel a little bit like my joy over kits is probably starting to feel like, and this is like, I'm not really, some of you guys tell me, you're like, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, it's fine. This is me being a little bit self-deprecating, so don't worry. Because there have been so many kits released recently, and when I say recently, I mean really like the past 6 months, there have been so many kits released that have been very, very much my style. And when I unbox them, there's just this sheer glee in my voice. And I wonder sometimes, like, there's this many kits that I'm this excited about, or people are just going to be like, she's just faking it. Like, she's excited all the time. So how could she be excited about all of these things? Because I am. Because the past, I feel like 6 months especially, it's just been like a barrage of kits that have been released that are very much my style, and I'm loving it. I'm happy for it while it lasts and just stacking my stash. But this was really it. This and the glass piano by Yume Art. These are the ones that I was really, really holding out for, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to, and I've said as much about that Yume glass piano, that I seriously kind of want to buy like second copies of these 2 kits now, just so I have them in case I want to work on them again someday, because I love them so much. It's just ridiculous. And on artwork that I didn't enjoy, I would look at the sea of yellow and be like, pass, hard pass. Why would I work on that? That's going to be so, like, that's just not my color palette, and it's not going to be enjoyable. Like, what the heck? And in this kit, I'm like, I just love every second of this so much. Yeah, no, for real though. So what I think I'm going to do though is, I think after this WIP and Chat, I am going to hop back on over to Huntress by Rosie Scribbles, which I'm pretty sure that's what I was working on with you guys last week. I'm pretty sure. I think I want to hop back to that one and finish it. I have just, I think, 1 row and 1 section left, so it's really not far from being done at all. It would be really cool if I could finish it actually before the end of January. I have a couple of days. I could totally do it. I think, barring something else coming up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And of course I have my cross stitch conversion project, and I'm thinking ahead a little bit to other kits that I want to work on, because I knew this one was coming. This is the project I've been teasing for a little while about, like a project that I'm so excited to work on, and I know I'm going to want to work on soon and incorporate that into my plans and schedule. This was the one. So as far as what I'm kind of thinking for next, after I finish Huntress and this one, I really would like to try to finish that 4th panel on my cross stitch conversion project. I think I will probably kit up a custom, hold on, I hear one of my kids coughing. I think everything's okay. I have a custom from Jada Gem Shop that I had ordered last year, and it is, I think I mentioned this last week, the one that is fan art of Castiel from the show Supernatural. I think I probably want to kit that up and work on it because I want to be totally sure that I have it done and I give myself time in case an issue comes up, like if I run out of drills or something like that. Because I do think I want to take that with me to the Supernatural convention I'm going to. Isn't it? It's like about for the show Supernatural that I'm going to in March. And I kind of think I want to have like Misha Collins sign it. I think that would be really, really fun. So I know that MyPass has like autographs built in. The photo ops you have to pay for separately. And I don't know, like I probably kind of think I want to get a photo op with him as well. And it's like I don't know that I really want to be holding like a diamond painting in the photo op. So I don't know about that. But the autograph, like else the if you have autographs, they will sign anything like within reason, you know. When I went to the Supernatural convention, oh geez, I always forget to open this up. I'm still a little bit of a newbie when it comes to Fireflies trays. But I went to the Supernatural convention in the one that was in Plano, Texas. That would have been 2022, I believe. Actually about exactly 2 years ago almost now. I had taken a book of poetry that Misha Collins had published, and I had picked the poem that I found the most meaningful to me at that time and had him sign that page. And then I thought, well, if I ever come to another Supernatural convention, I will just sort of see what poem is speaking to me at that time and have them sign and date that page. But they only sign one thing. So I think having the diamond painting signed would be incredibly special and really, really neat. So that's what I'm leaning towards. So all that to say, I should probably start working on that kit because I want to make sure that it really is all set to go before then. And I'm trying to remember what size I'd gotten. 50 by 75 maybe? But Jada Gem Shop kits tend to be really confetti heavy, so I want to give myself time and mental space for that. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that this kit though this will be what I consider my one dragon kit finished in the month of February, because I'm not going to finish this one here in January. And I had my Ember the Sky Dragon kit that will have been my finish for January. Not to say that I couldn't work on another dragon kit in February, but I don't want to burn myself out on it. That's something I am a little bit worried about, is that I am super into all things dragon right now, but I don't want to be going so hard on it that I get real sick and tired of them here in like a month or two. I want to be able to extend my genuine enjoyment of dragons like the whole year. I mean, the Lunar New Year hasn't even arrived yet. It's still not even technically the year of the dragon yet. Like that happens in February. So I'm like, okay, slow my roll a little bit just so I don't know, get sick of it or feel like, yeah, I've just been pushing this way too hard. So I don't know, just thinking about it. But I did very much enjoy doing my dragon stash video with you guys last week. That was a little bit spur of the moment, like just a little bit. I know I think did I bring up in my WIP and Chat last week that I was thinking of doing that? I don't remember. But okay. Ooh, yeah, that putty is really grabbing onto those ABs because that's fresh putty. I don't have a pen with dirty putty nearby. Shoot. Okay, we're just gonna pick up really, really lightly and see if that'll, that's the best suggestion I have. If you have fresh putty, you can still place ABs but it's tricky. You got to pick up those ABs about as lightly as you possibly can and try to set them down really lightly. And even then, it's still probably only going to work with marginal success. So just, you're going to have to watch me struggle a little bit, because I'm not going to get up and go get a pen with dirty putty. Like, this is just, it's not pulling off the AB coating. It's just sticking is what's happening. If I could just go through and single place all of these, but I don't want to single place. It like makes me feel twitchy to single place when I'm like, no, but there's multi-placing opportunities right there. Here's what I am going to try to do. I'm going to attempt to dirty this putty just a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat it on my pants legs. This is something you'll see people suggest. It works a little more quickly and easily with wax. I'm putting it, see, like, okay, pick up some lint from my clothes, pick up some dust. I don't know my clothes be dusty, but you know what I mean. Just try to make it a tiny bit less sticky. Okay, we'll see if that worked. Or at least makes it a little better. Let's see. Okay, that was better. I mean, obviously I still lost a drill, but that was better. So there you go. There's a little solution for you. Tap it on your pants legs or something. But yeah, so I really enjoyed doing that stash video, and it was one of those things where I thought, well, I think I want to do this. And then I think what happened was, I was thinking about my schedule for the week and what I wanted to do with videos throughout the week. And I realized we're close to the end of January, and I really like the idea of doing this stash video to sort of kick off my year of all things dragon. But I know that I have videos kind of taking up spots, like some unboxing videos, including like the one that went up today. And I'm looking at the calendar and realizing, oh, dang, I think that if I'm going to do this, I need to do it like tomorrow. And so I went through my gems flow and wrote out all of the dragon kits that I knew that I had, so that I kind of could work at it checklist style, and that helped a lot. I found almost all of them, and there were a couple that I was like, I'm pretty sure that these are buried in these particular spots. I'm just not going to try to get to them. I'll just insert a picture and mention it. Oh man, sorry, I'm yawning again. But that was a fun video. It was fun to do. Now I can be like, oh, I did a dragon stash video. I was amusing myself a little bit though, because in that video, I would occasionally refer to my stash of dragon diamond painting kits as my hoard, like a dragon's hoard. But I kept wanting to make sure that I overemphasized the D at the end of that word so that it didn't sound like I was talking about something incredibly different and inappropriate. I don't know if I was doing it for YouTube or for you guys or just for myself, but I was amusing myself with that. And I thought you might enjoy that too. I also had a little burst of energy and time this week and converted over some more of my kits to this new storage system that I'm using for completed diamond painting kits, which I did a video on a couple weeks back. And what did I go through and pull out? It was my 2021 completed diamond painting kits, which I think I had like 30 something maybe. And that was the year that stuff like, I don't know, that year for some reason, kits were just kind of scattered everywhere. It felt like I had several canvases that were just rolled up and under my kid's bed. And it was kind of, they were everywhere. And so I had somewhere in a portfolio, somewhere rolled up, somewhere in this other spot. So I had pulled out, all of the places that they were, and I just like took over one of my kids' bedroom floors, and there were kits everywhere. But I got all of those kits in order and in bags and with the labels on them. And my gosh, does that feel so good to have those organized and knowing that like, okay, if I wanted to go and look for this kit, I know exactly how to find it and where it is. I don't have to go digging or wonder. And I do feel like that is a better way for me to, like, a more safe way to store those kits in a way that, like, the diamonds are less likely to fall off. I know several people express concerns at, like, having their canvases rolled up longer term, and I'll keep an eye on them. You know, I'll pull them out from time to time to check on them, but just given what my options were, I really think that this is going to ultimately actually be better for the canvases and keeping the diamonds in place. But only time will tell. I may eat my words at some point. We'll find out together, okay? And yeah, so there was that. When I was going through those kits and kind of taking a closer look at some of the artwork and trying to decide like which ones I thought I might want to work on this year, there was an instance, and I don't necessarily want to like go into specifics because I don't want it to be like I'm calling out like an artist or a company or something, but there was one instance in particular that I was looking at a kit and I was looking at the artwork more closely to be like, oh, I think I might want to work on this one. But then there was something about the artwork that there's a detail about it that I noticed that when I saw it, I was like, oh no, I'm never going to unsee that. And I don't think I can work on this kit. I think that's just going to be a complete distraction to me. And I was curious to hear and see, has that ever happened to you guys where you just didn't necessarily notice a particular detail about a kit or something about it that then you do and you're like, well, I guess I have to destash this kit now because that's all I'm ever going to see. I don't know. I also don't want to mention it because if you own this kit, then, you know, I don't want it to ruin it for you. Let's just say that a dragon had like a human hand, what looked like almost a human-esque, like a humanoid hand. And I just thought, I wasn't expecting to see that. And it seems very out of place. And all I'm going to see now is just like a little human hand. And I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and tell you what it was. Because I don't want you to be thinking it was something, I don't know, worse. Let me just tell you what it is. But anyways, that's all it was. And I thought, well, it's really beautiful artwork and I loved it. But just me personally, it's a me problem. It is a me problem, I promise. But yeah, I've had that kind of thing happen before too with other things, but I'm just drawing a blank on what those things are. But anyway, what else has been going on? What I've been up to this week. Oh, so, I won't have any spoilers, I promise, but are there any of you in here? I know there are, because you've commented on past videos when I brought this kind of thing up, but any Sarah J. Maas fans in here? Maas, I think it's Maas, that have been waiting for Crescent City 3, The House of Flame and Shadow, whose official release date is this Tuesday, January 30th. So tomorrow, if you're watching this, the day it goes up. I have been very eagerly awaiting this book as well. And I've been, I originally thought I was going to try to reread the first two books before the third one came out, but I just haven't really had my reading bug. It kind of left me for a little bit. And which is what it is. I wasn't going to try to force it. And so I realized I was running out of time and started watching some fun recap videos on YouTube, which, by the way, the YouTuber I was mentioning last week that I couldn't remember her name, it's Carrie Can Read. And now I just have really gone down a rabbit hole of watching a lot of her older content because she's really funny. And I like her takes on things. I feel like it aligns with mine. But anyway, so I just have been like really fully trying to immerse myself, get myself ready for this book coming out tomorrow. And there's been, a lot of talk about it, a lot of hype. And okay, so that's the context. Yes, I'm extremely excited for this book and lots of friends that are excited to start it alongside me. A lot of you guys too. So, but I've also I'm not really immersed in Book Talk, which is like the book TikTok community. I'm not really on TikTok at all. It's a really different kind of space, and I'm just afraid that I would turn into someone that doom scrolls for hours and hours, and so I'm very, very rarely on there. But oh shoot, I just completely lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. Oh, so I haven't been like on immersing myself on, Book Talk or anything like that, but I have, so it hasn't been too hard for me to avoid spoilers, I guess is what I was going with. Thankfully, I've been a little bit out of touch as far as like, release parties and all this other stuff. I'm like, I'll get the book when it comes out. And then cut to, was this Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. Okay, so this past Friday, I had kept my youngest home from school, mostly out of an overabundance of caution. I think he had some like kind of allergies going on. He woke up that morning and was coughing a lot. And I just thought, I can't send him to school like this. Like there's no way. Like they'll send him right home, even though I'm not really seeing anything else going on. Like maybe a little bit of congestion. And so I was like, is it maybe allergies or maybe he does have a little bit of a bug, and like when you've just got a little bit of a cold or something that often, sleeping, like when you're just laying flat, it all just kind of goes up into your head, and then you feel really stuffy and coughing in the morning until you've been like upright for a little bit, and then you're like, okay, I'm clear, I'm good. That's what ended up happening with Micah, but I kept him home from school because I just thought they're just going to send him home. If it takes them an hour to kind of get his head clear or whatever, like he's not going to make it. So I had him home with me, but I really needed to go to Sam's Club because we were running low on various things. I'm a big like budget shopper. Like how can I save money? Okay, there are these things that I buy in bulk because it's more cost effective this way for our family, and it doesn't go to waste, all these kinds of things. So I took Micah with me to Sam's Club. We're shopping, we're doing our thing, and like I usually do, I kind of just poke my head over by the book section. They've got like a fun like few shelves and tables where sometimes they have fun like kids activities books, and they'll have like new releases and stuff out at a discount price and everything. And do you know where I'm going with this? I go to walk up to these shelves, and right there on the top shelf in the center is multiple copies of the Third Crescent City book, put out 5 at least 5 days early. I don't know what day they put it out, but they had put these books out early. And I just was kind of like, I couldn't believe it when I first saw it, and I like walked up to it and was like, is this really like the Third Crescent City book? And I like opened the dust cover to look at the the summary or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, no, this is 100% the Third Crescent City book. I just was kind of stunned, and I was like, I'm holding contraband. Like, is Bloomsbury Publishing gonna like show up and just like scoop up all these books and take them? And I walked around for a little bit. I was like, do I buy this? Like, is that ethical? Like, what's the thing here? And then I had a friend commenting, because I'd sent it to a couple of friends. I sent a picture. I was like, you guys, what do I do? OMG. And one of my friends who is much more in tune with sort of BookTube and Book Talk and those kind of like social media platforms was like, oh, I think you're good. A lot of people have been posting that they're finding this book being put out early at like grocery stores, and indie booksellers are selling these early. She's like, you're fine. She's like, you're not like in trouble. And so I bought it, and I'm over 200 pages in. You guys, I'm not even kidding. It's sitting right here because I was reading not long before this, but House of Flame and Shadow. And heck, I got it at a discounted price. But yeah, I'm like about 200-ish pages in. 205. I can't put it down. It's so good, you guys. No spoilers, but I don't know. I was kind of holding out for an edition that, let me back up. They're releasing a variety of different versions of this book, basically, where the only difference is that different stores will have different exclusive chapters. It's like one exclusive chapter, depending on the store. And I was going to try to get the one that Target was going to have I'm like, but now I own the book. Do I really need to go buy another copy just for that exclusive chapter? I don't know. I don't know. It'd be fun to like do a midnight release party too. Like I haven't done a midnight release party since the Harry Potter books. Yeah, way back. But yeah, so I've been reading that, and look, I'm a rule follower of the highest order, and I just keep feeling like, am I doing something wrong right now? I don't know. I don't know what the ethics of this situation are, but I've been told that I am in the clear, so I'm reading. The other question is, am I going to switch to the audiobook form once that releases on Tuesday, along with the regular book as well? Because if I listen to it as an audiobook, I can do that while I'm diamond painting. Whereas right now I'm doing one or the other. I would love to be able to actually read with my eyes while also diamond painting, but that doesn't work. But I don't know, my fellow readers, what do you prefer, audiobook or a physical book? I have been doing so much in the way of audiobooks that it has been, including all of Sarah J. Maas's books up to this point, I have only consumed as audiobooks. And picking this one up as a physical book, I'm finding it to be a different and like a really enjoyable experience. Like I'm absorbing and experiencing it in a different way. And that's been really fun too. And now I kind of want to go back and reread her books as, physical books instead of audiobooks. But I don't know. What about you guys, if you're readers of a sort? I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts have been. And yes, that was my adventure for the week. But poor Micah is like sitting in the car while I'm like freaking out trying to figure out like, can I buy this? Is this okay? Is this really happening? But yeah, so that happened. And then I also have gotten some other things done this week as well. Some days I found myself having energy to get some tidying up and some projects done. I went through, well, actually I think this might have been the week before. But I was happy that I finally went through my bathroom drawer of doom that just had tons of like makeups and lotions and stuff in it. And I'd gone through that and gotten it all cleaned and tidied up. And then what's the main thing I did today? Why am I blanking on it? Because I was so proud of myself for taking care of it. I did do some tidying up, and which it was funny because yesterday I was sitting here going, I want to get X, Y, and Z done. I just don't feel like I can. I feel like I don't have the energy or the motivation. And so I kind of just let it go and thought, well, I know that another day that I will, like it'll happen. It's okay if it's not today. And today I did. I like vacuumed and mopped, which I don't mop very often. I hate it, but I did because it really needed done. And did some tidying up like in the kids' rooms, in the bathroom, threw some laundry in. It was like, okay. Most of the time I am not one that is, able to really keep up with house related things. And I am thankful on days when it works out. And I feel like I can get it done. And today was one of those days. Oddly enough, I am more productive when my husband is not home, which he was helping a friend move today. So he was gone most of today. And there's just something about when I just got the house to myself, even if the kids are here. It's like if Adam is not here, I feel like I can be 100 times more productive. And I don't get what that is. Not totally sure why that is, but that was just what was happening. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take advantage of this. I have heard some of you guys say that you feel the same way though. So I know I'm not alone in that. Maybe it's just one less person to have underfoot, or, I think part of it for me is that I feel like if I'm cleaning, then I want Adam to be cleaning as well, or if I'm doing like house projects, I want admin to be doing them with me as well. And so if he's home like doing other things, then I have less motivation to do house things because I don't want to be like, well, I'm doing it alone. But when he's not here, if he's like in the office or like today helping a friend move, it's like, well, he's off doing other things. I don't have him right here in my face, like not doing things to help. Not that he wouldn't help if I asked him to, but a lot of it is things like just organizing and that sort of thing. Things that like I want to be the one to do anyway. So it's like, it's very self-defeating, honestly. It's something that I've been kind of chatting a little bit with my therapist about, which is just this idea that I'm realizing I think I have a bit of an overactive sense of like fairness and justice, and feeling like I just want, I need things to feel very balanced and fair in this, in any number of ways. And it really bothers me, like, especially if, you know, someone's behaving poorly and getting away with it. I'm just like, ooh, that makes me so angry. It's like, it's not okay. It's not okay. And that's not what my husband's doing. I was thinking of something else, but yeah, I've just been unpacking that a little bit and going, oh, I'm realizing that not everyone has this the same way that I do. It's been interesting. I don't know if you guys have, if you've done therapy, if you've ever had a therapist that's done EMDR techniques, and mine has been. We've been kind of exploring it a little bit and laying some kind of groundwork to do some things, and it's really fascinating, the way that it engages like actions that you do with your body that involve something like tapping motions, which, yes, literally just like lightly tapping on your body in specific ways while you are being led through, like, by a therapist, like, you know, not doing it by yourself. And it helps. I don't know. It's particularly good, from what I understand, for people that have PTSD and other, you know, traumas to work through. But it is also something that therapists can find can be really effective and helpful, even if you don't like have PTSD, you know, diagnosed PTSD or something like that. It can just be really good for unpacking other things that you have going on, you know. And so it's been really interesting to me, and it's kind of the it thing in, I think, the psychology and therapy world right now, but hopefully for good reason. I don't know, but yeah. So there's been that, and I also have had just a handful of just like doctor appointment related things like last week, and some coming up this week as well. Just help with a couple of things that I have going on, and I think that, well, I'm still working on trying to get my iron deficiency anemia kind of under control. This is part of that, actually. The things that I'm you know, seeing doctors for now, but I am really happy that my headaches seem to have dissipated. I was having some headaches shortly after I had gone up in like my medication, and I was really worried that like, oh, this is going to be, you know, an issue, and thankfully those seem to have gone away. So relieved to kind of have cracked the code on, at least for the moment, on my migraines. But I am finding that I feel like I'm more likely to get them when I take the iron supplement, even though it's like a slow release and everything. So I don't know, we'll figure it out, but it's always something to try to figure out, like, okay, what's causing this, and how can we address it, and all that. So, Connor has been sick, unfortunately, this weekend, and we're gonna keep him home from school tomorrow for sure. He started to kind of go downhill on Friday, and like just seemed to, you know, he said his throat was starting to bother him, and then this weekend he's just basically been conked out, like not asleep, but like just wiped out as far as just being really tired and fatigued and just wanting to like rest on the couch. And he's been coughing. He's had a low-grade fever. He was up a lot in the night, the past couple of nights, just kind of being like disoriented, and which that happens sometimes when you're sick, right? You don't sleep terribly well, and then you feel kind of confused sometimes if you wake up in the middle of the night. So we're just trying to help him feel like more comfortable and everything. But he even took a nap this evening, which he never sleeps during the day. That was pretty unusual for him. But I had taken the kids out to go pick up some dinner this evening, and Connor was like practically drifting off in the car, and I was like, "You okay, bud?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just really tired." And I said, "You can take a nap when we get home before we have dinner." I was like, "You can just eat your dinner late. Like, let's make sure you're getting what your body needs." And he said, "Yeah, I think that's a good idea." And then when we got home, Connor kind of went in ahead of Micah and I while I was kind of getting the food and getting Micah out. And I swear, by the time we got inside, like a minute and a half later, Connor was asleep on the couch, like just out. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, you're wiped out, kiddo." So he slept for like 45 minutes, and then he perked up, he ate, and he's sleeping hard. And I already told Adam, like, he's still running a low-grade fever, and I don't think that he's gonna wake up feeling well enough to go to school, plus the fever, so I can have him home with me tomorrow. another cozy, cuddly pajama day. Micah cracked me up earlier though. Oh my gosh. So I'd gotten them Happy Meals from McDonald's, and the side of the Happy Meal box has like a little, like it's like the red side of the box, and then like the yellow, like it makes like a happy face. It's like the eyes and then like the smile. And Micah, like, he's like, Happy Meal. And then he picks up the Happy Meal box and he flips it over and he goes, Sad Meal. And I don't know why. I was really amused by that. That was pretty funny. I'm like, out of the mouths of babes. He's a hoot. His speech has been really taking off, it feels like, here in the past month or two in particular. I just feel like he's really grown by leaps and bounds with that, and we're noticing it. Teachers are noticing it. And he's able to communicate a lot more with us. Though sometimes it's like want to reward and like validate when they do use their words, especially in a way that they haven't before. But like I was calling someone this week, and like I had to be on the phone. I don't know if I was calling and like leaving a message with the school. I don't remember what it was. But Micah was like, "No talking, mommy, no talking." I'm like, I'm so proud of you that like you have words to tell me what you don't like about what's going on. But like, sorry, no, I'm going to keep talking. So it's, but it's still progress. And I'm so happy that he's continuing to grow. He's continuing to find ways to be able to communicate better with us. But he is a hoot. Both these kids, they keep me on my toes. And I was realizing the other day that Micah now is about the age that I might have mentioned this before, but Micah is now about the age that Connor was when I started my YouTube channel. And, he's in the same grade that Connor was when I started my YouTube channel. And that's kind of wild to think too, that's how long that I've been doing this, and I love it. And it's kind of fun to have a little time capsule. Like, it's fun to be able to go back and, if I wanted to, kind of listen to WIP and Chats or watch vlogs that I've been doing on Patreon. I can go back and watch and listen to those, and it's like a real-time snapshot of what life was like at that point, what my kids were up to, what I was up to, what I was like. And that's just fun. I love that I have that. Yeah, been good. Adam and I had a little bit of a date night in last night. We realized that we both just been really busy in the evenings. We both tend to get a lot of, I hesitate to say like work, but we're being productive in our respective hobbies and things. Like he has gotten really into doing like photography as a hobby on the side, and like kind of developing it into like a potential like small side hustle. And then I do a lot, like I do most of my filming in the evenings and, you know, editing and actual diamond painting uninterrupted in the evenings, uninterrupted by my kids. But we also really try to be deliberate about making sure that we're getting time together in the evenings when we can, and that we're not just both getting so involved and invested in our individual things that we're missing out on that time together. And so we both kind of had the same realization around the same time. We're like, we should do like a movie night in. Both kind of check out from our stuff and just little date night in. It's hard. I need to do some digging and try to get a paid babysitter, so we're not always relying on Adam's parents, because there's like a lot going on that they've got, and we want to be able to call on someone else and not always have it be them. But I'm really gonna have to thoroughly vet and make sure that, you know, we're able to find someone that is going to be the right fit for our kids, because they do have special needs, and I want to make sure that both my kids and the sitter feel like, okay, this is like a comfortable, safe, and good situation, and everyone's good. So that's the main reason I haven't done that yet, is I just am a little intimidated by the prospect of doing that. But I really do need to. So all that to say that means that often our date nights more look like date nights in, as opposed to necessarily going out. But so we watched the most recent Mission Impossible movie, which I had not gotten to in theaters, but we popped popcorn, we had movie theater candy, and thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It's part 1 of 2, which I'm like, that's not usually what they do with the Mission Impossible movies. I don't know how I feel about this, but like it very much ends on a cliffhanger. Like it's an incomplete story. So yeah, I don't know. Like, when's the second one coming out? It was still really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. As far as, I wanted to mention, because I've started getting questions about this, and I figure it's a toss-up if anyone that's wondering about this is going to actually be watching this video and listen to the end, but I'll mention it anyway. But I've started getting questions about Summer with the Masters. Is it happening this year? What are, the requirements going to be? What's it going to look like? And I want to say that absolutely, yes, Summer with the Masters is happening again this year. The details are TBD. I am planning to chat with my co-host this week, sometime in the next couple weeks, so that we can at least we can nail down a few things and get some initial information out to you guys. Especially because often Summer with the Masters, people want to order customs for that. We want to make sure you have time to do so. But for those of you that it's like you already have something in mind, or you're just trying to plan, or you were just wondering, yes, 100% Summer with the Masters is happening again this year. If you don't know what that is, it is an event that centers around old Masters artwork, which for our purposes, at least in past years, it is possible that this may change. So please hear that asterisk that I am sharing. But artwork that's in the public domain, which as of last year, I think was before the year it was from 1927 and earlier, I believe. I think this year it's 1928 and earlier. But I have to double check. Those numbers leave my brain every time. And I don't know, it started, I had come up with this idea together with Jessica from Tiny Worlds of Wonder, who is doing grad school and doing amazing, wonderful things, and has she stepped back from YouTube and diamond painting social world. But she's doing wonderfully. I was messaging with her the other day. And then Anthony from Single and Placing stepped in with me last year was was the third year for that event, I believe. Yeah, as this year will be the fourth year. And I imagine it's going to look pretty similar to past years, to be honest with you. But I don't want to, I don't know. I want to think on it. I want to talk with Anthony and see what we want it to look like. But yes, just short answer, it is happening. And I'm excited. I'm actually going to be on the hunt a little bit for an Old Masters artwork with a dragon in it. I've seen a couple. I want to keep looking, but it'll be really fun to incorporate that into my year of all things dragon. If I can find an Old Masters piece with a dragon in it that I want to work on, that'll be really fun. Yeah, so little side note there. Now, as far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, I have been reading Crescent City 3, A House of Flame and Shadow. Reading it in every spare moment that I can, especially when I'm not diamond painting. Or, parenting and other things. And that's really been about it as far as reading goes. And then as far as watching, I have a little bit gone down the rabbit hole of BookTube, but mostly just like a handful of creatives. That's not something that that's definitely not something I see myself starting, like creating any content myself for. I think the extent of it is going to be like in my WIP and Chats where I might talk about things that I'm reading just like I do now. But it has been fun to watch some of those videos, just hear people share what their thoughts are about various, books and things, especially ones that I'm, reading myself or have read or I'm interested in reading. Yeah, it has been enjoyable. At least the creators that I've followed so far, it's not like they haven't been like toxic or weird or anything like that, from what I can tell. So, that color blocking though, and listening. I mean, mostly just listening to YouTube in the background while I'm diamond painting at this point. Nothing exciting and new as far as like the listening front goes, but that's okay. That is okay. Let me know if you have anything you want to share about as far as what you're reading, watching, or listening to. And as far as what I am thinking for content this week, I will have a video out, I believe, Tuesday, tomorrow, talking about another diamond painting project that I'm working on this year that is something completely new to me. And I am excited for that. And if you're curious, I will just drop a hint that it is a temperature project. Oh, look, Adam just got home. This is perfect timing. I'll still wrap up with you guys. I'm doing my little outro. Do you want to say hi?
Hi. Thank you all for listening and watching.
He's doing my outro. But
don't forget to smash that subscribe.
Oh, get out of here. How do you have this much energy after moving all day?
Oh, that's I'm going loopy is what's happening.
Gotcha. Well, the other things that I have coming this week, I'll have an unboxing or two and a month in review because it's going to be the end of January. So I'm going to have that for you guys as well, the first month in review of 2024. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, how many times this year are we going to have a dragon emoji, really? Let's do it. A dragon emoji. Let me know how you're doing, what you were working on, and there were other various little things that I asked you about in this video that I naturally am blanking on now. Thank you guys so much for watching. We made a nice little dent in this section here. I'm going to finish it up and I think go ahead and pull out Huntress to work on. But I really appreciate that you spent some time with me today. I invite you to subscribe, especially if you made it all the way to the end here and enjoyed it. I do these WIP and Chats weekly on Mondays and have lots of other fun diamond painting content too. And would love to have you here. So you guys, I hope you have a day and a week that is as wonderful as you are. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.